Good morning, YouTube. We back at it again. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday morning. We're looking at 6 a.m. I've been up for a while. As you know, I get up early. I got like red, puffy face. All right, whatever. Do me a favor. I'm looking at some Tim Minchin. Do me a favor. If you're new to my channel, if you're not new to my channel, run over to Tim's page and go support. Go like, subscribe. Looking at If I Didn't Have You, full uncut version. We got 13 minutes of fun right now. I don't know if this is stand up or I didn't even look at the thumbnail. I just clicked. So we're gonna dive in together. Should be good fun. This strikes me as long for a song. So unless yeah, who knows? Tim, he could be juggling fire and teaching Japanese to a monkey. I have no idea. If you like what I do, please like, comment down below, subscribe, and let's dive in. Tim, what do you got? If I didn't have what? If I didn't have you? Volume good? You guys good? You're supposed to answer. I was gonna say, is there video to this? All right. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I've been getting Tim blocked a lot, and I have to run this shit through like a bunch of editing after the fact. I have to put something else up here besides just making the screen clear-ish. Sorry. Hopefully you've seen it if you're here watching it. All right, so we're on the piano.
Right, good. So I'm married.
He looks so proud of himself. I got married, guys. I did it. I won.
Ages ago, I got quite a long time. I've been married for a while. I got married to my wife. Seemed appropriate. She was my childhood. You know, they call it childhood sweetheart. I met her when I was 17. I met her when I was 17. And actually, here's something that's probably quite uncommon these days. And
that's really rare. You used to hear that. I feel like that's more of like you hear that from your parents, high school sweethearts. I feel like that never happens anymore. Seriously. Like people my age, and I'm in my early 20s. That's the second time I've said that today. If I keep saying that, I'm gonna start believing it, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy. You keep saying something over and over. It's madness, right? I'm not in my early 20s or 30s. Not in my early 30s. Close to my latter 30s. We'll leave it there. Anyways, but you don't I don't know anybody my age, like of any of my friends who like actually married and stayed with a high school sweetheart. I know people who married or had children with a high school sweetheart who are now not really, we'll just
probably something you don't want to know. But I actually lost my virginity to the woman I ended up marrying.
Wonderful.
It's not quite as sad as it sounds. But it's pretty fucking close.
I think that's great, though. There's something wholesome to that most people can't say, right? However, there is that you don't know what you don't know thing, but like there's also I don't really care. I don't really want to know thing, and I think that's wonderful. Yeah. Anyways.
But I love her very much, and I've written a lot of songs about her. Come, I thought you left because of the god bashing. So, it's so hard to tell these days, Pentecostal.
Oh, it's a guy leaving. He's like doing crowd work while he's. I thought you left because of the god bashing.
So, it's so hard to tell these days, Pentecostal, small bladder. Oh, I don't know.
Pentecostal, small bladder. One of the two.
I've written a lot of songs for Sarah, for that is her name, over the years, and I always try to include one in my show just as a sort of thank you, really, because I just can't imagine my life without her, basically.
What a sweetheart.
And so this is for you, Sarah. It's called If I Didn't Have You. Yeah, if I didn't have you. Yeah. If I didn't have you to hold me tight. If I didn't have you to I didn't have you to share my sighs and to kiss me and dry my tears when I cry, you were lying. Really think that I would have somebody else?
I would have somebody else. If I didn't have you, and it's all lovely. He's like, I'd probably have somebody else. It's all upbeat. He's like on a hip hop rant too. So yeah, yeah, which looks real awkward on him. No offense, Tim. He knows. I'm not the first person to say that, but um, it's funny because like it's song, but it's almost like in a stand up format. He's sort of speaking it in song, right? Because it's not necessarily rhyming. It's more of just talking through a song. Um, it's like what Puff Daddy does with all of his music, but like better, and way different. But talking through a song, you know what I'm saying? Creating music with verbiage.
If I didn't have you, someone else would do. Your love is one in a million. You couldn't buy it at any price. But of the 9,999,000 of the possible statistically, some of them would be equally nice. Or maybe not as nice, but say smarter than you. Or dumber, but better at sport.
He's like, the odds are that I very easily could have found anybody else who would have been just fine. Maybe smarter, maybe dumber, maybe good at sports. Just, 99.99% chance that happens. She's like, oh, thanks. You're so sweet, honey.
Or fucking tracing. I'm just saying I probably have somebody else.
The fuck was that shimmy?
Saying I probably have somebody else. If I didn't have you, someone else would do.
He's got like hip hop background dancer dance moves going on right now.
If I were a rich man, diddle 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 dee.
And he's got background singer. That's funny.
I would be either the surgeon or a model or a rally of the Royals or a Kennedy or an infomaniacal exhibitionist heiress to a large chain of hotels. If I were a rich man, maybe I would fiddle, diddle diddle with the rich man girls. I'm not saying that I'd not
Diddle with the rich man girls.
love you if I was wealthy or handsome, but realistically there's lots of fish in the sea, and if I had a different rod I would conceivably land some.
If I had a different rod, I would conceivably land some. Innuendo, okay.
Even though I am fiscally consistently pitiable and considerably less Brad Pitt than Brad Pitiful, am I really
Less Brad Pitt than Brad Pitiful. I like his play on words with this, so this is fun.
so poor and ugly that you think only you could possibly love me, and I probably have somebody else. If I didn't have you, someone else would do. I'm not undervaluing what we've got when I say that given the role chaos inevitably
He's like having a conversation. I'm not undervaluing what we've got, but like, it's like he's like, all right, I already slightly offended you, so as to bring that back a little bit, and he's doing it within a song. It's very strange, but it's so Tim. I'm not undervaluing what we've got, but it's all just him narrating this, right? This he's like it's funny how he like by himself talks himself into holes conversationally with no one else around or no one else conversating back, and then talks himself out of them still by himself, and he's the only one talking to himself. It's really funny.
I'm not undervaluing what we've got when I say that given the role chaos inevitably plays in the inherently flawed notion of fate, it's abstruse to deduce I found my soulmate at the age of 17.
It is.
It's just mathematically unlikely that at a university in Perth I happen to stumble on the one girl on earth specifically designed for me. And if I may conjecture a further objection, love has nothing to do with destined perfection. The connection is strengthened, the affection simply grows over time.
What he's saying is that if you believe in fate, statistically, this is completely unlikely, right? He's like, I choose to believe that you find somebody you kind of like, and we sort of build something over time, which is a more of a realist sort of thought process with how relationships should build and work. Not like there is one person out there for you, and fuck, you better find them. there's a lot of people in the world. You're likely not going to find that one person if you actually believe in that. I think that's a younger sort of train of thought. You might believe in that when you're like girlfriendless at like 19, and you're like, oh, it's fine. I just haven't met her yet. That's what you tell yourself. It's okay. You'll meet her one day, and then like late 20s, you've been through it a few times. Mid 30s, maybe you've been through a marriage or something, and then you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should just toss that, find somebody that I can live with, that we don't want to kill each other, and we like each other and like doing things with common interests, and we can build on that. I like that. Good thought.
The connection is strengthened. The affection simply grows over time, like a flower or a mushroom or a guinea pig or a vine or a sponge or bigotry or a banana.
He just compared a relationship growth to both a guinea pig and bigotry.
Love is made more powerful by the ongoing drama of shared experience and the synergy of a kind of symbiotic empathy or something. So I trust it goes without saying that I would feel really very sad if tomorrow you were to fall off something high or catch something bad. But I'm just saying, I don't think you're special. I mean, I think you're special, but you fall within a bell curve.
He's so matter of fact about shit too. I don't really think you're special. You honestly, if you think about it, you're kind of just within a bell curve, right? It's true. That's something you really say. It's such sweet words again, Tim. You really know how to steal my heart, right?
I mean, I'm just saying, probably. I think you are unique and beautiful. You make me happy despite being around. But objectively, you would have to agree that, baby, when I found you, options were relatively thin on the ground. You're lovely, but there must be girls as lovely as you, and maybe more open to spanking or fucking table tennis. I'm just saying, probably. I mean, I reckon it's pretty likely that if, for example, my first girlfriend Jackie hadn't dumped me after I kissed Winston's ex-girlfriend Nia at Steph's party back in 1993, enough variables would probably have been altered by the absence of that event to have meant the advent of a tangential narrative in which we...
He's got, and I haven't even commented on this because I'm just, you got to follow his wordplay and his storytelling, but like he's got bars within here. His rhyme schemes are set up really well, and it's just unnatural because he's purposefully making his this storytelling a little bit sideways and sarcastic because the narrative of the song underlying so far is such that, all right, I just want you to know that you're special, but to me, realistically thinking, at a macro level, holistically, you're not that special. There's literally millions of you that, that are unique in their own way, probably equally as wonderful at different things too. So you are special to me. But somebody else might have been, had stars align a little different. Conversation went a different way. Maybe if I didn't show up to a party one time, maybe if I missed class that day, I would have found somebody else equally as special, and I'd be equally as happy. It's like, I wonder how many times a day she's just like, shut the fuck up. Just, I get it, Tim. Just time out.
Don't mean which is to say there exists a theoretical, hypothetical, parallel life where what is not as it is, and I'm not your husband and you are not my wife, and I am a stuntman living in LA, married to a small blonde Portuguese skier who, when she's not training, does abstract paint.
What do you fucking think of this shit? I'm a stuntman in an LA, married to a Portuguese skier who, when she's not training, she's what? What are you saying?
Married to a small blonde Portuguese skier who, when she's not training, does abstract painting, practices yoga and brews her own beer, and really likes making home movies and suffers neck down alopecia.
Dude, his imagination with the shit is unreal.
But with all my heart and all my mind, I know one thing is true. I have just one life. life and just one love, and my love, that love is you. And if it wasn't for you, darling, you possibly.
Yes.
Someone else would surely do the motherfucker, yeah.
He would, but did it do that? The motherfucker, yeah. Like just fucking ending it in that fucking. He went like Barry White with that shit. It's like, all right, I'm gonna slay the ending here with my smooth jazz tones. Unbelievable. What's the next 6 minutes have in store for us?
So
Stand up.
Yeah, I wrote that song because I thought after all the nastiness, I should write something that wouldn't offend anyone, you know. But there's always one, you know. I came out of my show a couple of months ago and first started performing that song, and there was a girl, a young woman, waiting to talk to me, 19 or 20, I reckon. And at some point I said, "So, did you enjoy the show?" And she said, "Yeah, it was really good, mostly." And I went, "Okay, what didn't you like?"
If you don't enjoy Tim, you don't get Tim.
And she said, "It's just, I liked it all. It's just that if I didn't have you, the sexist one, you know, I just don't like that sort of sexist comedy. I just don't find it funny." I was just sitting there the whole time thinking, what it would be like, you know, being your wife, being the subject of such a sexist song.
You hear he's sort of patronizing her in a way. Like, well, he's already making her sound stupid by the way he's talking, because he's like purposefully like slowing her words into almost like Valley Girl style. I don't even know if you guys have Valley Girls in Australia, but he's like, "Well, I'm gonna know being your wife, and it doesn't sound like it'd be that fun." And I can't do an accent, but you know what I'm saying. Like he's making her sound dumb.
And I said, "Oh,
You're so cute."
you studying feminism at uni?" I didn't say that. I should have said that.
No, don't
but
say
I
that.
realised immediately that she'd made a mistake, because she obviously thought that was a song about love or relationships or something. When it's quite clearly a song about maths. And also, I thought, well, what a hypocrite, you know, because actually, if you think about it, she was being sexist in making the rather condescending assumption that my wife as a woman couldn't handle that, you know, sort of humor, that my wife is some kind of wilting flower of a woman who cowers in the corner of my kitchen as I periodically beat her with bags of comedy oranges. But that's not the case.
Oranges.
I mean, Sarah and I share a sense of humor. Obviously, we've been together almost half our lives. She made me like this. However, if anyone still
You see his little kind of crazy twitch that he did after that? She may be like this. Like, like, I'm fucked up now.
However, if anyone still thinks I'm sexist, I'll give you an example of Sarah's sense of humor, just to clear it up. A little bit of backstory for this one. A couple of years ago, Sarah and I went and did a baby, and it was good. You should definitely do one if you want, but I want to tell you something, because I didn't know this, right? When you first get your first baby, when they're little things, first couple of months, you spend your whole life scared shitless, because tiny babies, they sleep all the time, and when they sleep.
That's not true. I don't have any. I have siblings though, and I've had neighbors, and they don't sleep all the time. I mean, either do I, but I don't scream when I wake up. Unless I'm having like night terrors, or if I wake up and look over and I didn't expect that. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Sleep like this. They go.
That's what my dog sounds like. So the next 6 minutes are baby breathing. You could call it white noise. If any of you guys are tired right now, I'm just gonna let this run on a loop. So just go lay down, um, kick your feet up, set the mood lighting to something pleasant. I would say like a warm, orangish, yellowish. Put some stars. If you got stars, that always helps. Me, I put ocean waves on every single night. I have these little goo goo, fucking baby shit going on. Goo goo. These little Google machines throughout my house, and I tell her to just play ocean sounds. That's how I go to bed. But baby noises, that's not how I would go to bed. But that's how my puppy sleeps. So it's sort of in my head now. Anyways, I'm gonna let Tim go. You guys have a nice nap. It's probably late there, anyways, getting late there, and yeah, just something nice and soothing.
Fuck you, baby!
Right.
And that's how little babies are. So anyway, when my baby was about that age, sort of 2 months old, my wife and I was evening, it was nighttime, and we'd put her to bed in her little cot, in her little room, in our little house, in our little lives, and
Then we beat her with comedy oranges.
we were sitting there on our medium-sized sofa watching quite a big telly, and
I like that he's specifying the sizes. Our medium-sized sofa watching quite a big telly. I have the exact same thing in my living room right now. I have a very, very large television, but it's I live alone, so no, I don't. I live with a SWAT team. Don't come to my house. Um, but I don't need that much couch, right? Two of them, small one and a little bit bigger one. The small one doesn't get touched. I never sit on that thing. Bigger one has a dent where my ass is. I'm going off topic. I'm sorry. Let's go.
just trying to watch a movie, it's the evening, and just trying to relax and chill out together. And about a quarter of the way through the movie, I said to Sarah, I'm just going to pop in and check on the baby. And Sarah said, Tim, don't go and check on the baby. Just sit down and relax for once. I mean, if she's asleep, you'll just wake her up. And if she's dead, there's not much we can do about it.
Still gonna be dead in the morning. What baby monitors are
We
for?
might as well watch the end of the movie. Get an hour and a half more happiness before our life collapses.
Seems like that's when I really knew I found that 0.0001% when she said it's okay if our baby's dead. Fuck.
So don't worry about my sick fucking wife. Although, have you noticed, everyone has a line, don't they, with dark humour. Everyone has their line, I've never met anyone who doesn't say, yeah, I've got a really black sense of humour, I really like dark comedy, but everyone has a line, that's really funny, that's very funny. Oh, I'm outraged, I'm going to write a shit letter to a bad newspaper, I find that line difficult to navigate, I always have, even in my private life, and still. Just a few months ago, I was in my kitchen, and my baby, who at that stage was not quite 2, was just wandering around the kitchen. I was making a sandwich. I noticed she'd found something and stuck it in her mouth. They pushed in the mouth. I said, darling, come here. What have you got in your mouth there? Spit it out. Spit it out. Good girl. Darling, you don't put coins in your mouth. Coins are dirty, aren't they? Coins are yucky. Yeah, you don't put coins in your mouth. Your mouth is for food. And a little later on, cock.
See, that's not an uncommon line for comics. Dead babies and sexually advanced children jokes. I don't know how to put this without getting flagged, but that's this. I mean, there's some. I don't think I have a line when because you gotta you got to learn to appreciate something for what it is. If something offends, you're not watching the news. You know, you're watching a comic for a reason, because it's going to be fucking outlandish. You're going to hear some shit that it it's going to it's going to offend you, and but as far as crossing a line, it should offend you. That's what comedy is. If it didn't, it'd be very vanilla and very boring. Um, Imagine a comedian telling a story about his first day of school and it went completely normal. And you're like, I don't. This. What did I pay for this for? I went to the same school day. No, you got to be outlandish with that shit. So the blowjob jokes. Again,
See? Fucking knew that was funny, right? That's funny, isn't it? Exactly, but my wife was in the kitchen. And my wife was like, Tim, for Christ's sake, you can't say that. She might like pussy.
Sarah sounds amazing. All right. Chill. We're good here. We're good. All right. 13 minutes later, 26 minutes later. My bad, guys. Took up a half hour of time. If any of you guys actually stayed to the end of this, then thanks. I mean, I'm not that pretty, but Tim's funny. I always tell people, go watch the original, because I'm just gonna stop it and just talk shit and make up shit. And there's nothing that I add value to. Plus, I don't have a line, so like I cross that line a lot. Um, but I can't do it here because all my shit will get blocked. Uh, but it is what it is. I usually tell people when I meet them that 99% of the shit that comes out of my mouth is going to be nonsense, so take it with a grain of salt. Um, and that's usually true. Somewhere up here, there's a smart kid, but there's no filter with what the fuck comes out of his mouth. So, anyways, third person all of a sudden. There's Zach's just talking right now. But go support Tim. Go like, subscribe, please. We're looking at If I Didn't Have You. If you want to go check it out, the link's below. Like if you like, please comment down below. All that fun stuff. Go Niners. Subscribe. We'll catch you on the next.